So I'm always talking about how MRAs need to work on our perception because a lot of people have very, very twisted misconceptions about what the men's rights movement is about and what they believe. I want to show you an example of this. This is a Reddit exchange I had with an anti-MRA yesterday. So this is actually from a thread that I started, and every comment you see here is from this guy. I want to focus on the middle two, but if you look at the top one, for example, it says, visit the sub, talking about men's rights. Look at what subs they visit. How are we even denying this? It's all alt-right garbage and everyone knows it. I don't really have much more to say on the topic. If you really want to dismantle the patriarchy and advocate for men's rights, visit Men's Lib. Just as a kind of preview of what we're getting into. But let's take a look at this middle paragraph that I've highlighted. Dude, MRAs are a lost cause. It's over. It's fueled by a hatred of women and not the desire to free men of traditional gender roles. All they do is blame women for pretty much all issues they face. Look at the subs they like to visit. It's full of alt-right, misogynistic nonsense. Go on the subreddit right now and read how often feminism is being disparaged. Literally every second post. Now, to that point, I have to say, there are good reasons that we criticize feminism. But anyway, you can say whatever you want, but in its current state, MRAs just exist to oppose women's rights. It's pretty pathetic, to be honest. Now, he said in another post that the reason he thinks that we exist to oppose women's rights is because we are critical of feminism, to which you guys all know, it's not that we're against the principles of feminism, it's we're against the specific actions that specific feminists do, such as supporting laws that discriminate against men of domestic violence, for example. And there are many more examples, many of which you can see on this very channel. And here's a second paragraph, and to be honest, this one's even worse. I mean, why do you think MRAs are associated with right-wing anti-feminist rhetoric? It's because they don't actually give a shit. They love toxic masculinity and traditional gender roles. They have no interest in changing anything, which is why the only time they bring up men's issues is when they can do so to shut down discussions about problematic behaviors of men. Which is kind of ridiculous because we constantly talk about how we want to change pretty much everything, but okay. This is why it's so important for us to start getting out there and showing people who MRAs really are. These are the misconceptions that people have. This is what people think of us. And the only way we're going to change it is by going out in person and showing people who MRAs actually are as people, which means publicly identifying as a men's rights activist with your friends, with your family, with your coworkers. Now, I know that's asking a lot. I know that's a big risk, but that's the only way things are going to change. When people start seeing that reasonable people that they know are MRAs, they'll realize, hey, they're not these crazy misogynistic alt-right, wackos that this person thinks that they are. And I could do a whole breakdown on how idiotic his arguments are and just how wrong he is. After the big surprise, which is still coming up, I'm going to do a proper breakdown on this. But to my followers now and fellow MRAs, you guys already know how ridiculous that is, so I don't need to explain it to you. But just know, that is what people really think. Now, is he a bad faith actor who knows he's being disingenuous, or is he just brainwashed? It's really hard to tell. The exchange did go on for more than just those two messages, but it's difficult to know if people are just saying things because they are brainwashed or if they are lying and being disingenuous. But either way, we need to break this perception. And the only way to do it is to show people who MRAs really are. I'm Blue Orange 22. Thanks for watching. And yes, once again in this video, I mentioned the big surprise. What is the big surprise, you may be wondering? Don't worry, you'll find out soon enough.